when I started grad school, the first thing that happened was that I flew up to Omaha, Nebraska for a summer graduate program. I was there with like 140 other seminarians, and we spent 2 weeks up in Omaha learning and praying and working and engaging in formation to be priests. As you can imagine, with 140 men there, all from different parts of the country, all with different experiences and different personalities. Well, we didn't all exactly get along all the way. There wasn't any like big fights or anything, but you know, when you meet new people, when you're in a situation with a lot of other people, sometimes you just kind of rub each other the wrong way. And sometimes you just kind of, I'm just not really going to be friends with that person just because we just don't kind of get along, and that's okay. One day, I was sitting in class, and one of those guys who just kind of annoyed me and kind of got on my nerves, so I just kind of avoided, was sitting like back into the left of me. And after in class, the teacher, he said, you know that person who just kind of annoys you? You know that person who just kind of rubs you the wrong way? What if in heaven, that person's spot is right next to you? So, would you want to go? Would you let your dislike or disagreement with this person stop you from going to heaven? No. I guess a lot of you knew what I was thinking. Or maybe that's a common experience, but it sure felt like you knew what I was thinking. You know what? I shouldn't be avoiding this guy. I'm wrong for that. In fact, because he kind of annoys me, I should reach out to him more. Because that's what Jesus did over and over again. That's what the saints did over and over again. And see, I want to go to heaven. And if by the mercy of God I make it to heaven, and this guy makes it to heaven, and we're right next to each other, like, hey, we're gonna like each other. So I had better start now, because I don't want to have to go through figuring out how to like this guy in purgatory. That professor, that priest who was teaching our class, called us out, and he was right. It got worse too. Because one of the things that I did with one of these guys that kind of rubbed each other the wrong way, well, I like to play racquetball, and he liked to play racquetball, and there was a racquetball court on the campus, and so a few of us, we got together, and we went and we played racquetball, and this guy, well, he shows up to play racquetball, and he's got a t-shirt on, and on his t-shirt it has a map of the United States, and on the map of the United States, there's a label for Texas, and then there's a label for everywhere else, and everywhere else it says, not Texas. Not Texas. This guy. So we proceeded to play racquetball, and I was pretty good at racquetball, or at least I was better than most of my friends, and so I was used to like winning at racquetball, and you know what, this guy, he beat me at racquetball. Man, what is the Lord doing? Oh, what was the Lord? The Lord was teaching me that His ways are not my ways. His ways are not my ways. My ways are unfair. Now, guys, I was choosing not to love this guy. Not because he was a little too braggy about Texas, and we just kind of rubbed each other the wrong way, and he beat me at rugby. God said, no. My ways are way different. My ways are way more than that. What if that person is destined for the place right next to you in heaven? Now let's take this a step further. What if the person who is destined for this place next to you in heaven is right now, I don't know, embezzling a couple $1 million from his car? What if the person destined to be next to you in heaven is right now, God forbid, committing a murder, or acting as a prostitute, or cheating on his spouse, or promoting some great evil, like euthanasia or abortion? What if the person destined to be next to you in heaven is doing that kind of evil, sinful garbage right now? You and I choose to love that person when we see them on the street. I'll give you another one. What if that person lived on the wrong side of town and is high or crack or marijuana or something else? Maybe it's a whole different life, and you live on the mountain. And we choose to love that person right now, to pray for that person right now, to give practical help as much as we can where the Lord puts us in the situation where we're doing it right now. There's a story, it's a true story, it happened like 1,700 years ago. And it was in Egypt, and the bishops in Egypt, they gathered somewhere, I think in the north of Egypt. All the bishops, or a lot of the bishops, maybe it was in Alexandria or Carthage or whatever, and they gathered in Egypt to pray and to talk about the Lord. As all the bishops were gathered together, I think they were about ready to process into the church for Mass, and so they were outside, like in front of the church, getting ready. They could see who was passing on the street, and they saw like a big group of people coming down the street, and prominent within the group of people there was a woman, and the woman in the group of people, she had like lots of jewelry, and she was wearing lots of nice fancy things, but she wasn't wearing a whole lot of other stuff. She was scantily clad, and well, Jesus says he looks at a woman with lust in his heart. Well, that's a sin, and so most of the bishops, what they did was they looked away. And they didn't look at this woman who was scantily clad because, well, they didn't want to sin. She was a prostitute. One bishop, though, did something different. And his name, because people back then had names that sound weird to us, his name was Nonus. And the Bishop Nonus, he looked at this woman. Not to delight in her body, but he looked in her eyes. He looked at her like a human being. He loved her like Christ loves you and loves me. All the other bishops looked away. There's nothing wrong with what they did. They didn't want to sin. But this Bishop Nonus, he was virtuous enough. Look her in the eyes. See her as a person. And that woman, later she came back. And she came to Mass and she listened to Nonus preach. And later she came back. And she came back. And she came back. And eventually she talked to Bishop Nonus and she asked him to be baptized. and she became a catechumen, and she was led into the church, and she was baptized, and she became a Christian, and then she moved away, and she became a hermit, and that woman, we call her now Saint Pelagia. Saint Pelagia. Her life was changed because Saint Nonas, the bishop, chose to see not as human beings, but as God sees. Saint Nonas knew that when a wicked person turns away from the wickedness he has committed and does what is lawful and right, he shall save his life. Saint Nonas knew that Jesus Christ himself gave his love upon tax collectors, upon prostitutes, upon all other kinds of sinners. And their lives were changed. Nonas, like Jesus, did not wait for them to change their life before he looked at them. Nonas, like Jesus, looked at them, saw them as human beings no matter what. And then some of their lives were changed. God doesn't wait for you or me or anybody out there to stop sinning before he loves us. God does not wait for us to stop sinning before he loves us. No, he looks at you with love now. And like Nonas looked at Pelagia in the midst of her sin and loved her with the love of a father, so too, whatever our biggest sin, whatever you are most ashamed of, in the middle of it, while you are doing that, whatever that is, God is looking at you and loving you. In the middle of your worst possible sin, God is loving you. Me. God is longing for us to come back. God is extending his hand in mercy. And as God looks at you and at me with that kind of love, he asks us to do the same. So like we sinners, receive the love and the mercy of God ourselves. And may we sinners, go out like St. Nonas and give that look of love